Hello, Fearless Gamers, and welcome to another podcast here on Fearless Games. I'm Matt the Vet, and today I'm joined by...
Matt the Clown.
And James the Wildcard.
Welcome, everybody. How's everyone doing?
How's it going? Not bad.
I'm feeling a little weird. There's three of us. I'm not used to that on here.
He's scared, as they say.
It happens.
So, how's everybody doing?
A little hungover.
A little hungover?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nothing interesting happened. I just, last night there were beers, and then there were not beers, and now it's today.
And somehow they were in you? Can't explain it?
There's no mystery. I know exactly how that happened.
I'm well aware of what I done.
I was the mastermind of that plan.
Nice. So, I was looking at Star Wars stuff recently.
Okay. What kind of Star Wars stuff?
Just in general, looking at things. Like, for example, there's a man who transforms entire living rooms into a battle of Hoth like diorama.
That's cool.
It looks really cool. It looks really cool. It looks like it was really time consuming, and I hope he has other places to have a living room. But I was, looking at stuff, and like Korriban and all that jazz.
Yes.
I was looking at the Knights of the Old Republic stuff, like the 1 and 2, whatever it was. And I always wondered, why doesn't the good guys just blow it up?
Blow what up?
Korriban. There was this is the ancient seat of power of the evil Sith. We're gonna hover around it. Blow it up.
Because they can't.
Just blow it up.
My guess would be the explanation probably has to do with resources, but I agree with you. Blow it up.
Just blow it up. You're like,
because there's an ancient power in the Force known as the plot, and that compels them to keep it there.
But the plot is usually for the Jedi.
Yes, but see, the Jedi need the Sith in the plot in order for the plot to progress.
It's just weird, because if you look throughout, I guess, the history of Korriban, there's been times when the Republic or the good guys have just occupied it and took it over. I'm like, why don't you just blow it up?
That is true.
Just blow it up.
There are times where you're just like, if it's evil, what are you doing to make it not evil? And they're like, we're standing here.
It's not evil now.
We're keeping a very close eye on it. If anything evil happens, we'll be the first to know. Incidentally, also the first to die.
Incidentally, we're going to be the first ones to become evil because we're standing so close to it.
Right. They either get turned immediately or, destroyed immediately.
So
either way, they'll know.
Yeah. It's like, sir, this is a bad idea. Shut up, you're demoted.
Get out of my sight.
But I was just looking at that, the bad guys, they'll blow stuff up. They'll do it just to prove a point.
Yeah.
The guys are like, this is evil, we must, entomb it, hide it away from everybody, leave it blatantly there for the bad guys to take over again.
And make it a nature preserve.
Yeah. I was just say, what?
Speaking of that, the Wave 3 of the new Star Wars figures for the X-Wing miniature game have come out. It was the B-Wing, the TIE Bomber, the Hawk 230 or 250, I forget which, and the Lambda Shuttle.
Lambda.
Yeah, apparently from what I hear, the Lambda Shuttle is not that great. But I don't know, I haven't played with it.
I don't know either, but if any Fearless Gamers get what the reference I just said, good for you.
You.
Yeah.
Was that a Revenge of the Nerds joke?
Yes, it was. Lambda.
I've never seen any of the Revenge of the Nerds. Well, that's not true. I've seen the ending of one where I think it was a guy's car just started filling with popcorn. Or was it a house? I forget which.
Why? Stop, reverse it. Why haven't you seen at least the first one?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I've never.
What's wrong with you?
No.
I'm judging you. Sorry. Also, Yeah, sorry. Wasn't thinking, but no, I am judging you.
You can judge me just fine.
But it's just like...
It's happening.
It's happening. The biscuit's going in the gravy. But,
What?
That's a saying I use.
I don't know either. All I know is that made me hungry.
Wait. You say that's a saying. I've never, until today, in all the time that I've known you, heard you say that.
It's a saying that I use. And I use it...
When you're alone?
No, I use it mostly in person. So...
But... I've never heard you say that.
Because there's never been a biscuit going in the gravy moment until just now for me to say it to you.
Okay.
It's from a comedian, and I can't remember his name at all. And it's upsetting because it's actually a pretty good stand-up.
I just clicked the link that Matt posted in the discussion chat.
Yes. There you go. There you go. Enjoy it, is what I'm going to say.
Oh, that made me laugh.
That made me.
In case you
wait, did it?
I'm not sure, but I think it did.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Wait.
HIV
what?
positive?
High five.
Now I'm done. Talk to you guys later.
I discovered something I didn't know. I didn't know that EB was still around, but only in Australia.
Who?
Australia
EB.
doesn't count. Like EB Games?
Yeah. Like, 'cause I found out, I was watching this trailer for the new Assassin's Creed game, which looks awesome, and at the end of it, they revealed a new exclusive pack for it, which comes with a statue of the main character swinging down a ship mast, 3 extra missions, an extra item, 2 lithographs, and an art concept book. But it said EB exclusive, and I was like, I thought GameStop bought EB, or something like that. And so I went to their website to treat... They did?
Yeah, they bought EB a while ago, but it's possible that they still have EB locations in a country.
So then I went to their website to try and find out where there was an EB, and that's when I discovered apparently all of them are in Australia, near Sydney.
So we have to go to Australia to go to EB to get that exclusive
collector's thing, yes, which is 128, whatever their currency is, because I don't know. I think it was 120. I think they converted to American because it was a you could mail out from them and all that stuff.
Well,
but I could be
wrong. Any fearless gamers listening in Australia, will you be picking that up?
Yes, if you are, let us know.
Do we have any fearless gamers in Australia?
I don't know.
I think we do.
I have no idea.
I think we do, to be honest. I think we get a couple of hits every so often. We did actually, if I did the numbers correctly, did hit a milestone on the Facebook page.
Okay.
I think we just hit 100 likes.
That's cool.
Let's see.
Watch us be wrong.
Actually, we lost 100 people. We're down to 0.
Actually, there's a blacklist for us.
Yeah, well, we're down to we owe Facebook a few likes. We're in the negative.
How does that even work?
We have to start liking other things.
Yes, we do officially have 100 likes on the Facebook page.
That's cool.
They like us. They really like us. Maybe.
Maybe.
It's yet to be determined.
Indisclosed. So let's see. So any other things going on? Forge World's been busy with releasing stuff. And Matt, have you seen the new Noise Marines?
No.
They made I forget how, I don't know how you pronounce this, but this was the unit before they became the Noise Marines.
The Cacophony?
Yes. As they were them, and then they turned into Noise Marines.
Yeah, I mean, the Cacophony are basically Noise Marines. They're basically like Emperor's Children-specific Noise Marines, almost.
Yep, and these models are beautiful. I want a pack of these guys.
You know, it's sad.
Okay.
When I see their name It reminds me of the all-woman vampire faction in the Masquerade. Daughters of the Cacophony.
Right,
okay.
Right.
I did not know of this faction.
I don't know what. Every time I hear Cacophony, I think of that, and I don't know why.
Any particular reason? Oh, you don't know why. Well, that doesn't do us any good.
Because especially because nobody, I don't know anybody who's ever played them. I just know they exist.
That is true. I've never seen. This is the first I've heard of them.
They're apparently do screaming things or something. I don't know.
Well, that would make sense.
I don't know. And they're all women's because they're daughters.
Right.
If anybody needed clarification, that's why.
Now, just to clarify, they're all women?
Yeah. So
okay. Okay. Just double checking.
Can never be too careful in double checking.
Yep. And in other news with the GW, the Dark Elves are up for pre-order.
Yeah.
And someone put up an interesting note on this one. This is right now I believe it's the first GW new release that didn't involve a Finecast model.
Ooh. But I'm curious, and I don't know anything about fantasy in terms of populariness and whatnot. But I could have sworn that Dark Elves just got one for the previous edition pretty recently.
Probably. I really can't say.
It's like WTF, mate.
I will say I do like the Shadowblade model, and I'm thinking of picking one up to be like some sort of Eldar Harlequin thing.
It's a cool model. I'm just like, but what about the other stuff that I know hasn't been updated with the past edition yet? Maybe you
just want Wood Elves.
It's not even just Wood Elves. I mean, I know the Bretonnians are getting one, I think. Or got one.
Yeah,
already.
The Bretonnians, I think, are coming up.
But it's just like they have other factions that require an update. It's like what they, it's just
like with the Sisters of Battle. They just pick the codexes they don't want to give love to.
Yeah, but the difference is the Sisters of Battle don't have a book anymore. They just have a magazine thing.
Rumor has it that they're getting a digital download, and the speculation is they're finally going to actually produce a more easily obtainable copy of the White Dwarf.
Well, they have to. I mean, I'm surprised. In all honesty, I'm surprised they haven't done that already, because when the Blood Angels had this 2-part White Dwarf thingy, when they did the errata for it, in the errata they gave you the full-on PDF what was in those 2 copies, because they're magazines and they don't stay on the shelves and they don't reproduce them on a month. They make them new on a monthly basis.
They get rid of the old.
Yeah, so they kind of needed a way. It's kind of like, but how do I play these guys? So they did that, and I'm surprised they haven't done that yet, because they've actually, in my opinion, been on their game with stuff lately, except for the Sisters of Battle.
Yeah, but they're the Sisters of Battle.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah. So I actually picked up the new Space Marine Codex. I have it, finally.
Oh? What do you think?
It's interesting. There's a lot of fluff stuff in there that's pretty cool. The way they did the chapter tactics thing is nice. It looks like it's a lot, and then you realize, oh wait, I just gotta pick one of those chapter tactics to be. So if I'm playing Ultramarines, I pick Ultramarines. If I'm playing, whatever, I can pick that. Or if it's my own chapter, I pick whenever I want. Mm-hmm. And I like that because it freed up some of the special character spots or slots or stuff from the special characters like the Corsaro Khan and all that, because that's now in chapter tactics, and now they either, I don't want to say have less rules, but they have different stuff now, because they used to be the chapter tactics for the chapter. So now you can play Salamanders or White Scars or Raven Guard without using the special character and still have the feel of that chapter, which is nice.
Okay.
So it looks like it's a lot until you realize it's just you pick what you got to pick and then you move on from there, and it's really not a lot at all to worry about.
Okay.
Which is a good thing.
How are gravity weapons?
The gravity weapons, I don't remember how they. I mean, I see now they work easily enough. You basically go off the armor instead of toughness. But I forget. I don't remember how that works in relation to the Horus Heresy book, because I don't have that book here. So I don't know how it works in relation to that. I will say that I do like the way they are going with like special characters and special issue war gear, like chapter relic stuff or other things from other codices.
Okay.
I mean, it's just cool. I mean, like, for example, if you give Marneus Calgar his Terminator armor, which is, I honestly don't know why you would. Well, I do and I don't in a way, because his regular armor is Artificer armor. So he already has the save, right, when we think about it. But when it comes to his Terminator armor, which is got a name, who cares about that, but he's pretty ridiculous in terms of what he can do now, in my opinion, because he can basically sweeping advance in Terminator armor.
That's kind of ridiculous.
And the thing is, that's all it does. It gives him that, and it gives him like it did last time, which was a built-in teleport armor. So I guess if you really, 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 really want a sweeping advance in Terminator armor, you could upgrade to the armor of his Terminator armor. But I mean, it's a cool little thing there. Also, their librarian, was it Lysander, right?
Yes.
He's pretty ridiculous because he can just do things. Not Lysander. That's not Lysander. That's Tigerius or Lysander's pretty cool again, also. But Tigerius, he's always been the most powerful librarian for the Space Marines. But his Hood of Hellfire is pretty good, and I'll tell you that later after the podcast. But it's just like, all right, well, there you go. But the only thing I do wish is since they gave us Iron Hand chapter tactics, they should have given us an Iron Hand special character. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody else has one. 2 in the case of the Black Templars, and like 40 million in the case of the Ultramarines. So
Black Templars have 2?
Yeah, they have the High Marshal and they have the Chaplain.
Oh, I thought you meant like special character, like a named character.
Yeah, they do. They have 2 named characters, like they did in their old codex. They have. So
is it technically 3 because of the Emperor's?
He's not a main character. He's just a HQ choice they can take and / have to take.
Ah.
So they have High Marshal Helbrecht and Chaplain Grimaldus. Now, the one thing that does irk me is I have not read anywhere. I've read their chapter tactics. I have read their special characters. Nothing specifically says they can't take librarians.
Huh. That's weird. I guess they're hoping that everyone will remember their fluff.
Yeah, but it irks me because I know people are going to do it, and it bothers me.
It bothers you?
I mean,
it's understandable. I mean, Black Templar aren't supposed to have librarians.
Because unless they errata that because they left it out, I scanned their chapter tactics and things like that. The only thing that says special is they gain access to the Crusader squad. And it doesn't say they lose access to the tactical squad either, so maybe they can use both, which is cool, whatever.
Interesting.
But it's just like, it doesn't specifically say they can't use librarians unless I miss it somewhere, and if somebody does know it does say it somewhere, please point it out on the page number in the comments. But
he needs to see it.
It just, I mean, we all know. I mean, that's what made the Black Templars kind of cool. They went, we don't trust that they're psyker junk.
They actually followed the Emperor's decree.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. It just seems so. Because I know somebody's going to go, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to paint a librarian up as a Black Templar and do this cool combo, which I'm sure works great, but it's just going to bother me a little bit.
And you'll never play against that person.
Ever. But the fact that I know it can happen.
Oops. What? Everything okay over there?
Yeah, I was just shifting in my chair.
Okay. But it sounded like you fell.
It sounded like the house collapsed. And I was concerned.
If it had collapsed, there probably would have been, probably more screaming, or less, or maybe less screaming, depending on how badly blindsided that might have been.
Gotcha. Well,
yeah, like if it all just went down at once,
like Family Guy style.
Yeah, I was thinking like Family Guy collapsed.
Very weird.
And again, in that case, the call probably would have cut out on my end.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm being too much of a snob when it comes to Black Templar fluff stuff, but it just bothers me that it doesn't specifically say, "Hey, no librarians, you jerk." But, you know,
this is coming from the person who doesn't play Black Templar.
See, when I first got into 40K, it was Space Marine chapter-wise. I was looking at them a lot because I really liked their Codex cover. And their color scheme was, I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world, but it was very easy to buy paint for it. So I was looking at them, the Dark Angels. I was looking at quite a few, and I've always liked the Black Templars' feel of stuff. But because they're unique, you know, being a Crusader fleet, not following anything really except the decree of no psychers, having the Emperor's Champion, which is I've always loved that model. And yeah, but that little thing aside, it's interesting. The Centurions are interesting, you know, capability-wise. I mean, the Devastator Centurions fit so much what I would like to do, but I don't know. They just seem a bit odd.
I see.
And all in all, though, it does look like a pretty solid codex. And unlike the previous incarnation of that codex, it doesn't feel like any Space Marine codices that came out prior, you know, cough, cough, Dark Angels and Chaos Space Marines, it doesn't feel like they're left in the dust, you know what I mean?
Okay.
They still feel very, like, everything feels very relevant. And I think that's a good thing, because it's not like, hey, here's the new latest and greatest, sorry everybody else who has a similar...
Oh, you like the older army? Well, too bad.
Yeah, it still feels like it's very relevant to me. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any problems. Yeah, you don't get the Stalker and the Hunter or whatever it is, but really...
Who needs them?
They're cool. I like the way they look, but that's really about it. I like the way they look.
Yeah, like I said, like, I did that one joke, you know, you buy it now so that when we get in the next codex, we're not paying $100 for it.
Yeah, obviously. But, no, it's cool, and none of the chapter tactics feel specifically overpowered in comparison to anybody else's. So it's not like, oh, I might as well play Ultramarines or whatever it is, or I might as well play, whatever. And it also feels like, hey, Ultramarines are kind of unique too, because they have their own chapter tactics, and not just, hey, Ultramarines are chapter tactics that take nothing else. They have their own thing. So,
I have noticed that a lot of people have been really like going, yeah, you now can't do counts as anymore.
Yeah, you can.
In this codex.
Yeah, you can.
Apparently there's been like a thing where like, because of how the special characters work, like you can't put the Salamander's special character into a Crimson Fist army because he can only be used if the army's using a particular chapter tactic.
All you have to do is say, hey, this is using chapter tactics Salamanders. I mean...
Yeah, but then you can't, like, say, like, everyone's glad, like, you can't combo two chapter characters together anymore because they can't be used.
Well, you can
in a sense.
You can and you can't. I mean, in the strictest sense, you need to have Salamander's chapter tactics to play Vulcan Heston, but he can be used as an allied detachment. You can basically play this codex as if it were two codices. So you can have your main force and then take an ally from the same codex.
Yeah.
But so you could have Pedro and Vulcan doing their thing together, but they won't be allies of each other. They wouldn't necessarily benefit from each other. But if you wanted to run a Count as Pedro in any army, all you have to do is run an Imperial Fist, because the Crimson Fists use the chapter tactics of the Imperial Fists. So all you have to do is run that chapter tactics in an army, and you can do your own. You can do your own count stats. So if you have the let's say the Legion of the Hammer, or the Legion of the Fist, whatever you're going to call your force, or you have Blood Justice, whatever you want to call it.
Blood Justice. We're making that into a Fearless Games chapter. Blood Justice. And they'll be purple and pink.
Of course. And you wanted to run Pedro Cantor on that, you obviously can still do a Count as Pedro Cantor.
Yeah.
In your own chapter color schemes of your own choosing, running that chapter tactic. So Count as never's gone away. It's just that now it makes even less sense to paint up let's say Lysander in Ultramarine colors. You know what I mean? because you're not using Ultramarine chapter tactics. So it would be basically Ultramarines utilizing Imperial Fist chapter tactics, and it's weird. And while it doesn't specifically, if I read the wording correctly, say you cannot do such a thing, it basically heavily implies, hey, if you're playing them as Ultramarines, play them as Ultramarines. So, counters will always be there. But what I like is that it seems like they're stretching their legs now. Like they're doing things to make Codices feel even more unique than just being a different army. And it makes me curious to see what they'll do for whatever the next one is coming out. But,
okay.
And what's pretty cool is that, like, the chapter relics are interesting. I think I got 3 or 4 of them. And the one thing I expected them to do, they didn't, which is chapter-specific chapter relics. So any chapter can take any of these chapter relics, which is fine. But the wording of one thing I do want to say is funny. It's this one armor that has a force field in it, and it confers, like, a bogus, like, virtually nothing save as a force field.
Okay.
But once per game, you can push the force field's power to its limit to give you an awesome vulnerability save for that turn. And I'm thinking, okay, so if we know how to push it to its limit, so why don't we just run it at half its limit all the time and have a better vulnerability save?
Because that would make sense.
I'm just looking at it going, so if you can do this, and we know we can do this, why don't we just amp up its output all the time, just a little bit?
Because.
Yeah, okay. Because we don't do it because it's normal. That's why.
And speaking of doing things and all that jazz, the Mighty Number 9 has revealed 3 new stretch goals. Oh no, 1 new stretch goal.
What is it?
On its thing? It's the PS Vita and 3DS versions.
Oh, that's cool.
They just unlocked the intro stage and boss. The next one is support character, and then it's PS4 and Xbox One version, and then it's PS Vita and 3DS version. And it's got 53 hours left.
How much more does it need to get the new stretch goal?
I am horrible with numbers, so I'm just going to send you the thing.
Yeah, put the link in and I'll do the math.
There you go.
It's like about $200,000. It needs more.
Let's see.
Yeah, roughly.
I mean, it's loading. It's loading slow. Did you guys back it by any chance?
I have not.
I have not. I kind of want to. I want to back it at a level that is not ridiculously high, but high enough to get cool things.
I just backed it at $5 because whatever. I just kind of wanted to, like, support it and get my mighty number, and that was all I really needed.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, obviously support something like this, even if you do very little, but I like to support it. With things like this, like what I do at Robotech, and I went high on Robotech because I'm a big fan of it. But with things like this, if it's something I like to support it where I support it and I get, like, whatever the product is when it's done. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's a game. I want to support it enough to get said game.
Yeah. So it looks like it's another $200,000 for the support character, another $500,000 or $400,000 rather for the PS4 and Xbox One, and then another that's like $600,000 for the PS. Yep. We're probably not getting PS Vita or 3DS versions.
Probably not.
If they manage to rock $600,000 out of people in 53 hours,
then bravo.
You'd be pretty surprised what happens in a final 24-hour stretch. People just dump money into it.
That's true.
They're just like, money!
I am shocked that they're at almost $3 million already.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I knew it was going to be big. Don't get me wrong. I knew it was going to be a thing.
See, they're at 2,902,160.
Yeah, they're almost at 300. They're almost at $3 million.
I mean,
that's crazy.
I think we can all agree that this was going to be a big thing because it's like, you mean a good Mega Man style game?
Yeah, it's just a matter of, like, I just hope they actually put the bulk of that money into it, and not just the $900,000 they were originally planning on, and then, like, take that $2 million and run with it.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping, and
I don't think they will. Like, no. I don't think they will screw with it like that, but you never know.
Yeah, no, with the quick thing that I know about the guy that's making the project, he doesn't seem like the type. But you never know how people are behind closed doors.
Yeah, but it's just... when I heard about this, I was like, yay.
Yeah, so this is something I may not be able to... I may not back the Kickstarter itself, but I will definitely be supporting it by purchasing the Wii U copy.
I'll probably get the PS4 version.
Oh, you plan on picking up the PS4?
I didn't say that to you already?
No.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with the PS4. I mean, here's the thing. It's PS4 or Xbox One if I want those games.
Yeah.
And regardless of the way they've changed the Xbox One, I personally can't get over the fact that they tried to pull the things they tried to pull in the beginning. Mm-hmm. I lost a lot of respect for Microsoft as a company, and I just don't want to give them my money at this point.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of their practices that they've gone through, but also I've seen both presentation videos, and the PS4 sold me better than the Xbox One from the get-go, before all this crap started, and plus I kind of like some of the exclusives better on the PS4 than the Xbox.
Uh-huh.
Like,
yeah.
I think the best was when, what was that fighter game that they brought out?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh,
I didn't watch any of the, I didn't watch any of this stuff.
It was this old fighter game, and they were like, and we heard what you people wanted. We are going to deliver the game you've been asking for. I'm like, what game is this? And then they revealed it. I was like, oh yeah, that game, that thing. Wasn't that like 15 years ago? People still play that? Like, it was one of those games where you're like, I had to wiki it to remember what the game was.
Yeah.
Do you remember the title?
I'm trying to remember.
See, this whole console war thing with people, I find it funny a little bit. I mean, I'm not a huge console guy. I have a PS3. The whole reason I bought a PS3 was because Blu-ray won. And I didn't have a Blu-ray player. But I had one on my computer, but I'm like, you know what, Blu-ray won. I might as well get a pretty decent Blu-ray player that can do video games. So I went with the PS3.
And at the time, the PS3 was the most powerful Bluray player you could get.
It still is very good because it's a Bluray player that from the get-go, it's 3D capable. And it's capable, and it's being a Sony product, is going to get all of the support. But but I just look at it this way a bit. When it comes to Microsoft, that's when I do my PC gaming on a Microsoft platform, so I don't need an Xbox. Not that I get the same games necessarily, but I'm not really into like the whole console games that Xbox delivers, and I already use Microsoft for my PC.
Right.
So
they already get your money in that level.
Yeah, they got plenty of it, and with when it comes to the PlayStation, like I said, Blu-ray won, so that was an incentive. And when it comes to the PS4, it's interesting. I'm definitely going to wait a bit, though, because nothing has really grabbed my interest on I need to have that. Especially because Gran Turismo 6, or whatever it is coming out for the PS3. So when that eventually...
You love your racing games.
Yeah, I like that one. And they have a cool racing game coming out for the PS4 that's pretty cool. But when GT drops, then yeah, I'll go for the PS4 probably.
Okay, it was Killer Instinct.
That sounds
a game. I remember that fighting game, and then I went, wait a minute, people have been asking for that?
Yeah, I vaguely remember hearing something about that.
Like, I didn't remember that being all that popular at all.
I probably won't get the PS4 on release.
Yeah.
Just because I find that getting a console on release, you don't really have a lot of games to play with it. They don't always release with any really solid games. And then what if there's a hardware problem, like with the Xbox 360? If that kind of hardware problem pops up,
or another issue, like say, what if the one game you want comes out when they drop the price of the system itself, so that you could have saved a little bit on that.
That doesn't bother me because there's no point in regretting something that you had literally no control over.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing doesn't bother me. I'm more concerned with the level of enjoyment I'll be able to get at the time of purchase and whether or not there's any risk for the hardware failing.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Like that's why I always do wait anyway. Like, I didn't get a PS3 right away either. I actually waited until like the last possible minute to get the one with full backwards compatibility. But I wait because it's like there's gonna be usually some type of little issue or hiccup they gotta fix. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to have it when it's polished.
Yeah, I'll probably give it like 6 months, maybe a little less, depending on what comes out and if I get really eager. But I didn't get a PS4 and PS3 rather until probably a couple of years after it came out. Mostly because I couldn't afford it, and there really weren't any games out for it. And then Dark Souls. James showed me Dark Souls, and I started saving. I started saving that day, and then I purchased the PS3 and Dark Souls. Actually, it was Demon Souls.
Demon Souls.
It was Demon Souls at the time, and Demon Souls touched me in ways that made me uncomfortable.
In all the right ways.
And then I tried, and then I picked up a couple other games, Infamous, which I ended up trading in. It didn't really sell me on it. And the Uncharted series, and it's just
I hear it's really good.
Oh, they're so good. And it's just been like more and more games coming out for it that I liked. So I'm like, okay, cool. I came into it around the right time.
Yeah.
So it's more about the and now I'm like looking at the Wii U because now the library is starting to include things I want. Wonderful 101 looks really hype.
That game is so good, and even at its most frustrating moments, it's amazingly fun. Took me an hour with 3 people to beat Easy Mode B mission set, and there's only 3 missions in those. It was horrible. I was like, dang it, but I still wanted to play it because it became a goal. It became a mission to beat that.
I will do this. You just watch.
And I hear that the story mode does a great homage to like Sentai and Saturday morning cartoon superhero shows very well in the story mode.
You can tell that just from like the beginning of I watched like the opening sequence from the demo on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, that's some Sentai nonsense.
It's so good, and I love the ending tagline is so cheesy, but I love it. Where they go, the wonderful 101. All right, I forgot someone. You. It's like, that's so corny. It's bad, but awesome.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. Video games are good.
They are.
I
wish I had more time to play them.
There are 2 games I really wish we could have.
Which 2?
One would be a Last Airbender game, like something in that universe.
That would be fun.
Like, not necessarily in the Korra time frame or whatever, but if they could actually get that to be like good as far as gameplay goes, I'd buy it like twice. And then, well, lately I've been catching up on Daredevil, and I would kill for a good Daredevil game.
That would be interesting.
I find it's very hard to find a good superhero video game based on Marvel and DC.
From what I've heard, the Wolverine Origin movie game was actually pretty hype.
Okay.
Because they just kind of reskinned God of War, and that's all you really need. Also, there was another Wolverine game that I thought was really good.
Logan's Revenge?
Maybe.
With Mark
it was
Hamill?
The one where Mark Hamill was the voice of Wolverine.
Yep,
yeah.
Logan's Revenge.
That one was actually pretty solid.
I find that they actually have a shot at being good as long as they're not trying to rip off a movie half the time.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, when they're trying to be like, Spider-Man, the movie video game, it's just, that just sounds
most
terrible.
movie video games are bad.
Yeah.
Because they're banking on the movie selling the game.
And they don't...
It was unfortunate. I heard the Deadpool game was not very good.
I heard that it was interesting, but there were some issues with it that some may not forgive.
See, as somebody who's played through that game, if you're not like, I find like not so much the character like that, but just being in that setting. Some people are gonna be horribly judgmental about certain things.
Right.
And as a game goes, just being a game of that type of like not
like gameplay and stuff.
Yeah, that type of gameplay.
A character action game.
It was a lot of fun. You have certain points that are just like, oh my god, this is kind of annoying. But that's to be expected in that type of game where you have to like kind of walk across narrow platforms a little bit or like navigate something that's kind of annoying. It's like the obligatory platforming a little bit is kind of a pain.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It did like a tip of the hat to like old school games a little bit in certain sections, and really it was fun without feeling like you were OP and without feeling like all it is doing is trying to make Deadpool jokes.
I heard that one issue with the game is that the teleport move is mapped to the same button as the block move, and at points when you'd want to block, you would teleport accidentally, and when you'd want to teleport, you'd block accidentally.
Well, yeah, it is, but see, the thing is that button, and it's not the only game to do this, it's both evade and block, depending upon if you're moving a certain direction or not. And I kind of hesitate to call it block, but basically it is. And the thing is, sometimes we're in the middle of doing things, you're kind of moving and trying to do things at the same time, and you end up teleporting when you shouldn't have. Because it's more of a counter. It's not really a block. So, and the thing about it is, when you teleport out, it does kind of stun them a little bit. So it does the same thing, except it doesn't knock them away. But it is kind of finicky because it is linked to the same button. It's both blocking and it's both evading, or countering and evading, I should say.
Okay.
And sometimes it'll just do the evade, which is teleport. But I found that, except in the most dire circumstances where I'm just flooded by enemies, it really hasn't thrown me off course, and that was only because it threw me off course because I was dying anyway, and I couldn't do anything.
Okay.
But it can be a little bit frustrating. The nice thing about the teleport, though, is that they have it structured in such a way, because it's so fluid, that I've never teleported off a platform, or off into the abyss. It teleports right to the edge, which is good for me. And you gotta make sure you have your teleport button ready, because if you do fall off a deep edge, it's kind of bullet times it a bit and gives you a chance to teleport out of there before dying.
That's good.
So, it's cool, and it's Deadpool. It breaks the fourth wall a bit. He kind of pokes fun at his own abilities because it's like, oh, we had to tone down our teleportation for the game to make it more balanced and stuff like that. And it's just like we have to hold back, and it's fun, and it does things where like it even kind of pokes fun at what the current comic, I guess, canon is for certain characters, like with Rogue. It's like one of the things, like, we understand that Rogue does not have the ability to fly currently in the comics, but this is our game and she's going to fly in it, so deal with it, basically. So
that's funny.
So it's like, what it basically says is like, well, you can officially move out of your parents' basement, get a job and a life, and maybe you'll kiss a real girl, is what they say.
I did heard that one bit once.
And it just does well, and it also does a pretty good job at introducing characters with like a little like song not so much a song montage, it was for cable, but it's like kind of like, you press a button and it tells you who this character is in case you go, who is this? Which is kind of cool. But other than that, I mean, it suffers from the typical character-driven third-person, DMC style gaming. It's not gonna
good DMC or bad DMC?
Good. But,
okay. They're both character action games, regardless of whether or not they're good. It's just a style of game.
Yeah, and it's gonna suffer from the same shortcomings that style of game will suffer from.
Okay.
Right, yeah. Those games always have some kind of, flaw.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, have you heard about the new Steam game console?
Sort of. I haven't really read too much on it because, I'll wait until it's like actually out.
Yeah, but I've seen stuff into it,
but
which is kind of interesting.
The controller is really interesting. Cool. The controller I find very interesting. They developed this controller to make it where every game is playable with just this controller piece, and it looks interesting. I'm very curious to see how it actually plays. Apparently, the screen in the center will basically show images of what you can do with the controls with each game that you play.
Okay, so it looks kind of like looks a bit like an Xbox controller.
Yep, and it's just the 2 touchpads instead of analog sticks. That way, if it's got the analog stick capability, but if it's more of a point-and-click mouse game, you have the mouse capability with it.
My concern there, however, is how fragile are those touchpads?
Yeah, that is one thing.
I mean, that or what's the price point on a new controller?
Yeah,
gamers and controllers.
Oh yeah,
and the system in general. How much is the system gonna be?
We'll find out more about that eventually
as it comes out.
I mean, the thing
Let's see.
is technically still in testing.
Yep. And Steam has done a lot to get this up and running so far, and so I'm fairly confident in the product because Valve doesn't seem to be like a company to do things haphazardly.
My only concern with it is that it's Valve hasn't really done any hardware before.
That is
so it's their first foray into hardware, and while you're right that they don't really, they tend to put out a good product, they don't really f it. It's new territory for them.
Yeah.
That's like if Burger King started making exercise machines. Will it come out good? I don't know. I like their burgers.
I'm just now picturing Burger King exercise equipment. Half of it is made with just burgers and fries, so you'd want to go to Burger King afterwards.
Oh, did you hear about the new Burger King fries they're coming out with, by the way?
No.
They're coming out with a new kind of fry. I think they call them Satis fries, which is the dumbest.
That's
wait. What?
They call them Satis fries. Like Satisfies, but with an R.
That is...
Apparently,
stupid.
they're supposed to be good for you fries.
How does that
they're
work?
cut. They're cut in such a way that they absorb less oil, so they're not as fatty and awful
King
for you.
Satis Fries. Introducing Satis Fries, a new great tasting, crinkle cut French fries with 40% less fat and 30% fewer calories. Satis Fries are cut from real whole potatoes and fried to tasty perfection, so they are always crisp on the outside and hot and fluffy on the inside. You heard it here, incredible things are happening to French fries.
Now, the thing a lot of people are going to forget is that these are still French fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still going to be real bad for you.
This isn't your dietary supplement for your weight loss program.
Someone's gonna treat it that way.
Someone's gonna
Let's see. It is 30% fewer calories than McDonald's French fries. 226.8 calories versus 150.5 calories per 70 grams serving.
Alright, but now let's throw in all the salt people are going to throw on it.
Yeah, to make them taste better.
You need salt on French fries.
You do.
They have 6.3 grams per 70 grams in fat.
Listen. I don't know.
Surprisingly, I can live without salt on my French fries.
I don't know if
You're
anybody,
a monster.
Anybody knows this or not, but nobody's going to Burger King to buy a large fry because they're trying to eat healthy. Okay, we don't need to make healthify everything. Okay, we can just have certain foods be bad for you but tasty. I mean, what they should really do is put up a big poster that says, "Hey, this is bad for you, so be careful."
No, this is Burger King, not Weight Watchers. Eat at your own risk.
To be honest, Burger King just needs to give up on the fry game entirely, because McDonald's won that fry game a long time ago.
They did.
It is true. Their fries are pretty tasty.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm not feeling lazy, which is rare but happens, I will get a burger from Burger King and then go to McDonald's for the fries. Because Burger King is notorious for mediocre fries.
Yeah. Their fries are mediocre.
They're nothing to write home about.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm probably gonna try these Satis fries to see if they're like maybe better than the fries that came before them. But
we should do a video on it. Us trying out.
I don't know if we necessarily need to do. I don't know if we necessarily need to do a video on that.
We should.
That's a bit extravagant. That's a bit.
Now, my question is this: is Satis fries an option to upgrade from regular fries, or is it a complete replacement of the regular fries?
Let's check the menu.
I don't know. I kind of hope it's just an upgrade from the regular fries, because the regular fries are just garbage anyway.
Yeah, their fries I'm kind of like, they're fries, I guess.
There's
potato in it.
Let's see. No, you can still get the regular French fries.
Wow.
That's so
It's
dumb.
on the lunch and dinner side menu. Side menu is Satis fries, sweet potato fries, French fries, onion rings, apple slices, chicken strips, 3 and 5 piece, chicken nuggets, buffalo chicken strips, 3 and 5 piece.
See,
those are their side.
I will say the sweet potato fries at Burger King, when you can get them, are really good. Like they make some dope sweet potato fries. I neither was I, and then I had some of these sweet potato fries, and I've been like slowly developing a taste for sweet potato. Also, the onion rings at Burger King are pretty fly.
Yeah,
so like, if you can't get to a McDonald's for the fries, just go with the onion rings.
Yeah, or and there's no White Castle near you for onion rings. Because White Castle has pretty good onion rings.
I was so mad. I went to a Burger King once, like a month ago. It was like, it wasn't even that late. It was probably like 7 or 8 o'clock. And I ordered a burger, and I was like, can I get that with onion rings? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we're out of onion rings for the day. And I almost, like, I was in the drive-thru. I almost, like, pulled over and stomped inside and was like, what do you mean you're out of onion rings for the day? Go get some from the fridge.
Get some more onions.
And put them in my mouth.
Directly into my mouth.
Like, I can understand. That happened to me with the sweet potato fries once, and I was able to understand. Sweet potato fries, that's a bit more of a fringe thing.
Yeah.
But the onion rings? You've been putting those things on burgers for years. You go get those.
And you know what I find weird? Because onion rings are more commonplace, like you said. And it's happened to me in a deli once. So, like, can I get it on a hero roll? I was like, we're out of hero rolls. I'm like, you're a deli.
Wait,
what do you mean you're out of
a deli ran out of hero rolls?
You know,
this is like the time when I was working at Barnes & Noble in the cafe. We ran out of milk. Like,
what?
Like, we completely ran out of milk.
But I
don't know if you've ever had a latte. Shop. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had a latte, though. A latte is all milk.
Yeah.
In fact, everything that you can get at a Starbucks that isn't tea or just regular coffee involves milk.
Yep.
And we ran out of it, so people were like, oh, I'm going to order this latte, and we're like, I'm afraid we're out of it. And then every single person was like, a coffee shop that's out of coffee! And I wanted to murder every last one of them.
So at that point, if I was a manager, I'd been like, listen, Billy, go to the store, buy this many dollars worth of milk.
Here's a couple of bucks. Buy a couple gallons of milk.
Yeah, no, that Barnes & Noble is right by Stop and Shop, so we ended up actually sending somebody to Stop and Shop to come back with, like, the bare minimum amount of milk.
See, that's what you gotta do, but, like, I don't accept that, even though, like, you are, like, a little coffee shop in a store. This is a full-blown deli. This same deli ran out of honey mustard. I'm like, you have that by the vat load. How did you run out of honey mustard?
A deli ran out of honey mustard.
Like, you call up your supplier, your dealer, and you get some honey mustard and some freaking heroes over here. What's the problem?
Oh, wait.
That is a little weird for them to run out of, like, that, especially since that's all they do. Like, that's all their store is dedicated to doing, is selling deli sandwiches.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you know this, deli. That's critical to your success.
Like, did not anyone go in the back and go, we only have like 20 hero rolls left. We should probably put that on the next order.
You should probably get like 300 more pronto.
Yeah.
Like
300 more because Monday's coming.
Yeah. And you know what the weirdest thing was? This was only 1 in the afternoon. I was like, how do?
That's weird, man.
That makes me more convinced someone literally, like, took inventory on Friday and went, we only have 20 left. That'll cover us until Sunday.
Or it's like, we only got 20 left. Well, we're screwed come Monday. Not going to order any, though. Because they don't pay me enough to do that.
They don't pay me enough. They only pay me enough to count, not to actually put the order in.
But it's just how, like, places, like fast food places, it's like, what do you mean out of onion rings?
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean?
They're just...
It's like, what do you mean out of food? You're a food place.
That reminds me of a time. I had this guy come up to me, and he said, "How do you expect to sell stuff off an empty shelf?" And I was like, what? And he brings me over and he goes, "You see, you have this display of this TV stand. You have none on the shelf." "Oh, someone probably bought it. Let me go and check to see if we have another one." Click. I check and it's like, "Oh, it looks like we are out." It's like, well, how do you sell stuff? We put on the shelf and people buy it? Well, how can you not be in stock of this item? Well, see, sir, what it
People
is
purchase things, and then they're no longer here.
And then I sit there and I was like, well, what happens is the company that sells us sends us only so many. Once we sell out, they're given a signal saying, hey, this is, we sold out, we need more. That item gets sent to our central district area, and then they see who's been out of it the longest and send out to it. And he goes, that's an inefficient way of selling things. I work in retail. I work for Chevy. When you want a car, I have a car on the sales floor to sell you.
That's not...
And I'm like, whoa, buddy. You mean to tell me that if I went into your Chevy dealer, no matter what I want, you'll have that Chevy car? Well, then how come I need to wait 2 weeks for my car to come in because the Chevy dealer didn't have any?
Yeah, and firstly, a dealership is not the same as a regular retail establishment.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I sit there going, I'm trying to sit as like you are where you're comparing a car dealership to a store, where people buy things.
And secondly,
daily.
They do have cars on the lot that people may purchase, but a lot of the times they go, okay, I like that car. These are the options I want. Make it for me. And then it takes like a month or two to get it sometimes.
Yep.
Now, I mean, some of the cars on the lot, usually they're like the bare bones ones or the fully loaded. So if you want the bare bones or the fully loaded, chances are it's there. If you want to start picking, choosing options, which is what you're going to do because you want the car the way you want the car, you have to wait.
And that's not even counting color.
Yeah.
They don't have every color that car comes in.
No.
And this guy, we're trying to explain to the guy, it's like, look, if we get 5, we're going to have 5 until 5 people buy it. Then we have to order more. That's a totally inefficient way of doing things. How do you think this works? I mean, did you watch Star Trek and just assume we have a replicator in the back that just produces items as we need them?
No,
you
wave a wand. You wave a wand, and it appears. Like, this is one of my favorite Penny Arcade comics. Was from a long time ago. And they were talking about how, like, when you're working retail, especially during the holiday season, and something's out, they're always like, oh, can you go look in the back? And they're like, do they just think that the back is this magical land where product falls from the sky? Like,
it's true.
It's like, people genuinely believe, like, oh, and then that's if you're lucky enough to get a customer who can actually, express what they want. Like, yeah. I got a buddy who, until recently, was working at Office Max, and he was telling me, like, the kinds of people that came in, like, he could not communicate with them. And he was like, they would just say, like, the first part of the sentence, and they'd expect me to know what they want. And he couldn't think of a direct example, so I was, like, trying to understand. And I was like, so what? A guy just comes in and goes, I have printer. He was like, that's all the guy said, I have printer. Like, that's the kind of thing that and it's like, good for you. Yeah, congratulations. Welcome to the United States, where people have printers.
Another thing that I hate is when everyone thinks the internet doesn't lie to them about what I have in stock. Okay. When you go to like say a Target or a Toys R Us or a Walmart, what kind of for video games? What kind of game guides do you think they carry?
The big one.
They're going to carry the one for the most popular game, right? You'd go to, say, a GameStop for the off-brand one, the one that's, a niche cat group. Well, the Kingdom Hearts remix came out.
Yeah.
Remix. And, yeah, so it's like, okay, it's a 5-year-old game to start off with. And this guy comes in and goes, I'm looking for a game guide if you have it. It's like, okay, which one? It's like, I'm looking for the Kingdom Hearts one. The game just came out. And I was like, oh no, we don't do game guides for those games. We only get the ones that have like a Call of Duty level popularity. So like Call of Duty, Madden, Pokemon, stuff like that. That's the only time we get game guides. He goes, well, I just looked around. There's plenty of game guides everywhere. I was like, yeah, haven't you noticed they're all for Call of Duty, Madden, Pokemon, and Mario? But I checked on the website. It said you had it. Well, unfortunately, the website is incorrect about the content. It's like, can't you just check? And I was like, sir, I assure you, the delivery of these things comes through me. I know we don't have the game guide. So the website's lying to me.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because the website hates you.
And they said, fine. And I was like, look, do you want me to look for you? No, clearly you don't know what products you carry in the store. And I was like, wait a minute, so you've never been on the internet before and found something not true.
And I just don't understand why, like, these people, and it's not just like scumbaggy type people, it's like doctors, people who are like everybody.
It's mostly doctors.
They walk into a store and they go, common sense out the window.
Yeah. And they always act like they know better than you. I'm a dude. I've never worked in retail before. I don't know what you carry. I don't know what you sell. But some dude in Ohio told me that 5 years ago they bought this particular radio at a Target. So clearly this Target should have that product.
It's like,
what do you mean we don't carry it in New York? What do you mean it's only in Ohio? The guy in Ohio told me he bought it at Target.
It's like, oh, please tell me again how to do my job. Please.
Yes.
And the thing is, it's not just like retail like that. It's like also in the service industry. It's like, oh, tell me again how I'm doing this wrong. It's like, well, you don't go to your doctor and say, no, you misdiagnosed that. It's really not that. You go to your doctor because you don't know what's wrong with you. It's like, hey, I'm feeling sick. And it's like, oh, you might have an ear infection. No, I don't. Oh, all right.
Clearly my ear is... Clearly it's appendicitis. You feel that in your ear.
I have herpes.
It's just like...
No, I'm pretty sure you have gallstones. Herpes.
Yeah, no, it's definitely herpes.
The only time I find people at retail a little bit more trusting of what the employee says, if it's for something extremely popular. Like, for example, like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh my god.
If Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, if it's sold out, and a person came up to you going, hey, do you have Grand Theft Auto 5? And you say, no, we're sold out, they're going to take your word for it. Because they pretty much assumed, well, it's 3 in the afternoon, I'm assuming I'm the 25th person to ask this, so I'm pretty sure he's right.
Yeah, and it just came out, you know.
It's the only time.
Yeah, it made $1 billion already.
It's the only time it's the only time you can have people walk up to you and say, do you have this? You answer the question because you've looked it up before, like earlier in the day, and they take your word for it.
Yeah, but then you have like the desert person who goes, well, can you check? It's like, yes, because the other 20 times I've checked today, it's going to magically appear now. It's like, all right.
Yep. I very rarely get that. I only get that when it's some, like, common thing. Like, if it's just a common thing that I just happen to be asked, like, a day before type of thing.
When I was working at Best Buy, and someone was like, hey, do you have this thing that, like, I knew we didn't have just because I was very aware of what my department had in stock.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, and I was like, no, unfortunately we don't have that in stock. And they're like, can you check? And I was like, I just checked like 5 minutes ago for somebody else. We don't have it. Usually people took that. Some people were like, well, can you check again?
Yeah.
Because it's going to change, right, lady? It's
and I'm like,
magically change for you.
Like, in the back of my head, I was like, you either know I was bullshitting you, or you're a jerk. I can't tell.
I can't tell which one.
So I would check again. Right. So I'd check again, and they'd usually be like, well then, and like leave. It's like, I don't care. I don't want your money.
The only time, like, I went to a store once when Prototype 1 came out. I went into the store, like, that opening, like, a couple of days after it was released. You know, it wasn't, like, a super hot item, but I was just looking. I was looking at the section for it, and the guy came up and asked what I was looking for. And all I said is, it's like, looking for prototype. Do you have it? And he's like, let me check in the back real quick. And he brought out like a copy of it, and all was well. Like, I don't know, like, why people can't just do that. Like, what are you looking for? This? Let me check for you. We have it or we don't. Okay, see you later. It's like, it's not that hard.
Let's see, that's the thing. Is like, I'll do that. That's the thing. It's what I hate is when I know that I've already checked it, and when they say, well, can you look for it? I was like, I already checked for someone else, and they don't believe me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but even if, like, let's say the guy said, no, we're out of it, I've looked, or whatever, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? You're lying to me, sir. You want to keep it for yourself. Like,
there's one thing that Target started doing, which can be a little annoying, but can be also very beneficial at the same time, is they now have an app where you can scan the barcode, and it will tell you if it's in stock or not in the store that you're sitting in right now.
Yeah, but that relies on that central service being updated.
Surprisingly, like, I've checked it, like, I've compared it with, like, say, the website inventory and such, and it is more accurate than the website, because it's going off of it's not going off the website's numbers, it's going off of the store's actual computer system.
Well, yeah,
which is always fairly more accurate.
Yeah, if not, let's say there was one left and somebody has it on their shopping cart, and
that's the only time it's inaccurate.
Right. I mean, it's a nice little tool to have, but people have to realize nothing's 100% accurate.
But what's also annoying is one time I had one guy go, "Hey, I'm looking for a pair of headphones. The website said you had it." Okay, what was the brand? Which one was it? I don't know. What was the brand? I don't know.
These magical headphones.
It was the headphones. They look like these. Are those them? I don't know. Is there any way for you to look it up? I need a name, sir. I need a brand. Something. And they're like, oh. Well, then you're no good to me. And walked away. It's like, how am I supposed to know from the word headphone what you're looking for?
Headphone. I want headphone. Give me a headphone now. I saw it on the internet. Sir? Headphone!
I was like, could you look it up? It's like, how did you find it? Like, what did you search for? I don't know. I just typed in headphone. Sir, something's telling me that
you're a moron.
You're not. You really don't want these headphones if you can't remember who made them. Like, I'm not good at remembering that kind of stuff, but if there's like an item that I want, I at least try to remember the company that makes it, so I can go into a store and go, hey, I'm looking for this item, I can't remember what it is, but I know this company makes it. That way I could get in the general ballpark, and they could at least, on your computer type in that company and go, is this what you're looking for?
Did you mean this?
Oh, that's what I meant. Or like when they go, I have a printer, and then you're like, okay, I need ink for it. What's the brand? I don't know. It's like, I don't know what brand it is. Well, is it Canon, Kodak, HP? I don't know. Or then the best is
then
you
need to go home and find out. So.
The best is, or if you goes like, is it a HP? Yeah, that sounds right. Is it this one? Yeah, that kind of looks like it. Oh, well, according to this is the ink that it uses. They come back and go, how? You sold me the wrong ink! And I was like, you didn't know what printer you had. How was I supposed to go with this? You made the conscious decision to go with my suggestion.
I love it kind of looks like it. You want to know why it kind of looks like it? Because printers all generally look the same.
Yes. There's no major design changes between brands and models. They all pretty much do look the same. Or the best is you get a sale item. Okay, let's just say, for example, let's just go off the PS3, okay? The PS3 we decided to put on sale for $50. Someone comes in on Monday and goes, how could you be sold out of it? And I was like, it was a PS3 for $50. You were expecting us to stay in stock for more than a day. That's weird. I always get these people when they get ticked off that something on sale for a really good price is sold out.
It could be dirt. It was on sale for like a steal. What do you expect from us?
Or they
we
wait
were
until
literally giving it away.
They wait until Saturday and are shocked that the thing that went on sale Sunday is sold out on Saturday. They tend to do it a lot with, like, iPhones and such, where they just can't fathom an item for a really good deal. An item everybody wants but can't afford is now at a price everyone can afford, and they don't understand how a store can't keep stock of it.
Yeah, right.
It's oh so frustrating. Okay, well, we've just about ran out of time now.
I think that's a good place to call it. People being
Rant
stupid.
over.
Rant of people who work in retail over. So, thank you all for watching. If any of you guys here work in retail, feel free to tell us some of your horror stories in the comments. We'd like to hear. If there's any type of video game like Mighty No. 9 that you're looking into, let us know. And that is all for right now. So until next time, fearless gamers, this is Matt the Vet.
This is Matt the Clown.
James the Wildcard.
Saying take care.
Have a good one.